So take a look at the syllabus. By the way, I'm a faculty member in the Department of Math Education. Just for those of you who may not know me. So this semester, you're supposed to meet every Wednesday and Thursday, 9 to 10:15 a.m. in this place, Kuocw Hall 303. I think you may not familiar with the titles, creativity and character education through mathematics. This is kind of a new course. This is the first time I'm going to try to teach this kind of course. So during this semester, we need to work on together. Okay, that is one of the important facts. And take a look at the course description. The kind of thinking that leads to new insight for the future society is not memorized fact or thought, but creative thinking. Do you agree with that? However, creativity education itself is not going to be enough for people in the future society, which require more creativity, because it may have a pitfall without considering creativity-based character education. Basically, the purpose of this course is to develop a creative character education program for secondary research teaching. You understand a big picture, right? What we are going to do in this course. Before explaining, assessment I'm going to use in this course, first I'm going to explain a big picture for your understanding what I'm going to do in this course. So as I said, why do you need to care about creativity and character education? This is the starting point in this course. As I said, not memorized fact, but creative thinking for the future society. That's why we need to think about how to conduct creativity and character education through mathematics. But there is some people, if you are going to use creativity education in a wrong way. But as I said, the main purpose of this course is how to develop a creativity character education program for research teachers. So here is what I'm thinking. But during the semesters, all the content, all the process is based on my experience and my thought about math education. Right? But at the end of the semester, I'm going to give you an opportunity to present your thought. I want to hear your thought, probably in next semester or next year, even in a few years. Right? I'm going to consider your perspective to develop next level course. Make sense to you? So I'm going to explain in more detail later, what kind of opportunity I'm going to have in this course. So here is what I'm thinking as of now. Creativity education can be conducted with a content-based component. I'm going to explain in detail what I'm talking about, content. And character education can be explored with the help of process-based components. Probably if you're going to take the course, maybe computer and math education or curriculum of math education last semester, you may be familiar with what is the process, what is content, isn't it? What is the content, by the way? How to enact a creativity education? What is content? What is mathematical content? Sungong, can you think of any content? What is content, by the way? What about the guy Pa?
내용, 수학적 내용.
So mathematical content means, in my case, just to think about content related to creativity, right? Instead of just content itself, I'm thinking about content which can be related to creativity. So what kind of content can you think of then? Just focus on creativity. And what kind of content? Mathematical content. I'm talking about mathematical contents, not just contents. Any idea? What kind of mathematical contents can be related to creativity or creative thinking process? No idea?
한 문제에 대해서 다양한 풀이 방법이 관련해 있습니다.
So diverse approach to this, just the same problem, right? What do you think? Anything else? So you can speak Korean, by the way. You don't have to use English, okay? To present your thought. By using computer or computer graphic, right? Or more precisely, probably by using visualization. Anything else? You already pointed out, what I think of, at least one of them. I'm thinking 3 contents based on my teaching experiences. What else can you think of? This is not the answer, by the way. Okay? You can develop your thoughts or your ideas about creative education during the semester. Because at the end of the semester, you're supposed to present as a group your ideas about how to develop creative education and character education through mathematics. When I develop this course, I can think of 3 important components which can be related to character education, creative character education. The first one, manipulative. What is the manipulative? Basically, some material for hands-on activity. Have you ever seen base envelope? Or any manipulative can you think of? You have never experienced manipulative? 성수, can you tell us any manipulative?
그래프 그려지는 계산기 같은 거. 또
I categorize that as the, computers, can provide us, visualization, right, or visual processing. I categorize, that is the one of the representation instead of manipulative. I'm talking about manipulative by using some concrete, material, like for hands-on activity, a little different. Can you see that the differences between manipulative and representation? So that's why I can think of manipulative, such as base envelope should be considered for creative education. Anyway, so we are going to discuss, we can discuss more about this issue later. Another one, storytelling. Nowadays, storytelling is one of the most popular topics, right? You can hear in the field of education. Even, from this semester, I think, as far as I know, in elementary school, right? First year, second grade, they're supposed to use mathematics textbook by using storytelling. That's why we need to think about this issue, right, in advance. If you're going to be a teacher in the near future, you may need to use storytelling skill for teaching mathematics. That's why we need to think about what is storytelling, what kind of storytelling can be used in the secondary mathematics teaching. I think the last important topic, representation. You already pointed out, technology or computer, right, to use visual information. That's why I'm going to use representation. During the semester, you are going to experience three different kind of content for creativity and character education. So anyway, so in this course, right now, as of now, I'm going to use three content to consider how to develop creativity education. Make sense to you in terms of a big picture? And how to enact character education. So basically, I'm going to use mathematical process. But if you took curriculum course last semester, I already emphasized content and process cannot be separated completely, right? They are interwoven each other. Do you agree with that? In this course, I can think of at least three components as well as a process. One is classroom norm. Classroom norm means some important rule between you and me we should follow. By using a professional wording, social mathematical norm, I'm going to use. Maybe this is first time you may hear these words. I'm going to explain later, okay? Cooperative learning. What is cooperative learning? Yeah. What is cooperative learning?
프로젝트 같이 협동해서 공부하는
Right, that is the one of the representative. Okay, you need to think about how can we use cooperative learning to develop our character education. The last components, diverse assessments. I'm going to try to use these three components. Take a look at, I'm going to explain briefly detailed course schedule during the semester. And then you can have a better sense what you are going to do during the semesters. So first week, I'm going to develop classroom rule. Have you ever used, maybe some of you already used in my course, in my previous course, clicker. So by using clicker, today we are going to practice a little bit, but the next class, we are going to use clicker to develop our classroom rule. Okay, we are going to discuss what kind of classroom rule we are going to use during the semester. So what kind of point scale, or do I have to deduct some point if you are going to misconduct some bad behavior in class? Or if you are going to do very well in class, do I have to add some point for your final grade? That will be decided based on our discussion. Okay? Next class. And week 2 to 5, storytelling and creativity. I'm going to show you what kind of storytelling can be used in teaching mathematics from week 2 through week 5. From in week 6 and 7, you are going to have discussion time as well as some field experience. What I'm talking about field experience, if you're going to take a look at the syllabus, take a look at syllabus, for instance, March 28th. Can you see that? March 28th, I'm going to invite faculty member in Kuocw University, Yang Jin Kim. He's going to present something related to modeling. Anyway, he's a mathematician. You need to hear some professional knowledge about modeling. That's why I developed this kind of class. If you take a look at also April 11th, teacher Su Kyung-bae, by the way, he is in-service teacher. Okay. He is talking about storytelling in our class. Also, if you take a look at April 17, 18, they all in-service teacher, by the way. So teacher Jung Mi-ha, she's going to talk about storytelling and STEAM. By the way, what is the STEAM? STEAM is meaning. It's a joking, by the way. You should laugh. What is a STEAM? STEAM is the initial letter of science, technology. What is E? engineering, and art, and mathematics. Okay. So basically, all STEAM topic, can be related to each other. That's why in the United States, originally they talk about, I think, the STEM. They started STEM, S-T-E-M. But after spending, several years, they added, art as well. That's why STEAM. The 5 different topics can be combined by using the initial of STEAM. Also, teacher Young Haek Kim, she's talking about club activity in her school. Okay. Anyway, that is the week 2 through 7. And week 8 and 9, we are going to talk about, manipulatives and creativity. Week 9 to 10, once again, we are going to have an opportunity to experience field experience. If you take a look at May 2nd, you can see teacher Chang Seok Hong is talking about classroom owner as myself. He is talking about how to organize classroom. Also, Kim Yeon-ju teachers, she is talking about mathematics quant, and she provides me this kind of topic to me. But it's going to be interesting, for us to hear her talk. And finally, we are going to have a discussion time about manipulative and creativity, just in the whole class discussion. Okay? How can you use manipulative to develop creativity education? And week 13, as I said, we are going to have discussion. But before doing that, week 11 and 12, we are going to focus on representation and creativity. So finally, toward the end of the semester, it's your opportunity to develop and present your idea as a group. So that's why week 13 through 15 group presentation. I'm so excited to hear your opinion about creativity and character education after finishing all idea I developed. And finally, you are supposed to fill out a survey. Tomorrow, we're also going to fill out some survey. But anyway, so for my information as well as for some data, okay. But you may ask me where the process is going. While we are developing storytelling, manipulative representation, we are going to implicitly use the process component, okay, from time to time. That's why basically you are going to combine both of them simultaneously, contents and process in this course. Make sense to you? Any question until now? You can use Korean to ask question, yes.
교생실마다 학생들은 어떻게 알아요?
How many of you are going to go to field this semester? Please drop the course. really think of this issue. Okay. Maybe I will tell you tomorrow what I'm going to do. Please raise your hand once again. I just want to see you. Wow, it's almost 50%, or more than I think 60%. Okay, thank you. Okay, let me think about later this issue. So student teaching usually 4 weeks, right? So I'm going to explain, how to assess your final grade in this course. Maybe this is the most important thing to you. Take a look at the syllabus. So basically our class will draw on miscellaneous item, personal reflection, and collaborative and independent work in class. So therefore your participation in our class activity and discussion is important not only for your own learning, but also the learning of the others. So experience during the class cannot be duplicated by reading a textbook. So you are expected to treat our class as part of your professional experience. That is, you are expected to take responsibility for your learning and act in a professional and collegiate manner. This includes attending class on time, coming to class prepared, and being a collaborative participant in the work of the class. Notice that I emphasize, I reserve the right to exercise professional judgments in determining your final grade. So your grade in the course will be based on the following. The first component, 20% of your final grade, miscellaneous item. So this assignment is based on an individual work or collaborative work with your group members. During the semester, I'm going to assign small tasks from time to time in class and collect them in the next following class. Make sense to you? What is the miscellaneous item? For instance, maybe tomorrow I'm going to collect some small task, and then you should bring the following class, and then I'm going to collect, and then I'm going to record those kind of small amount of the work. So collaborative course projects. Each group needs to present an idea about how to develop creativity and character education through mathematics. Basically, your group member develop your own idea by considering the contents. The detailed information about the collaborative work project will be introduced in a few weeks. But basically, the big picture, I'm going to explain big picture. I'm going to ask you to make a group. Each group consists of 4 to 5 your classmates. Usually, I think 5. Because right now, I think 54 students registered for this course. So I assume at least 5 students should be considered, okay, for one group. and then we can make 11 group, right? So in the final presentation, I'm going to give you only 20 minutes for each group. I cannot give you more time because it's already 11 group, right? 11 group divided by 20 minutes, right? For each group, 20 minutes means at least we need to 4 class time. Okay? That's why I cannot give you any more time. You understand? So 20 to 25 minutes for each group, for your group presentation. So during the semester, maybe, in a sense, student teaching experience might be a good chance for you to think about how to develop creativity and character education, right, in school. So, do you understand collaborative course projects at the end of semester? Any question regarding these final projects? Because in terms of your final grade, the most important factor. 50%, yes.
이거는 프레젠테이션 한 다음에 리포트 같은 거 따로 안 내도 돼요?
Yeah, not this semester. So last semester, some of you, a little bit complain about, some paperwork might be, too difficult, for me to ask you to write a paper at this time. So, but I'm going to collect your PPT. Okay, that's going to be, data for me to grade your final grade. So please develop, carefully your PowerPoint presentation. Okay, based on your PowerPoint presentation, I'm going to evaluate, okay, your ideas. So therefore, group presentation is the most important factors for your final grade. I'm going to use also the peer evaluation system. I used this system in the course of computer and math education last spring. This semester, I'm going to use this system once again. So I didn't finalize yet, these ideas, but I'm going to develop during the semester, what is the best way in terms of peer evaluation. As I said, what kind of process I'm going to use? What is the 3 process I'm going to use in this class? The first one, classroom norm, right? Next class, we are going to develop classroom norm, for the rest of the semesters. What about the second one? Second process? Cooperative learning, right? What about the third one, the last one? Diverse assessment, right? So I'm going to try to different kind of assessments in this course. What is the best way in terms of evaluating your final grade? That's why I'm going to use the peer evaluation system in this course. Finally, you're supposed to fill out the survey. Pre and post the survey about creativity and character education. It will constitute 10% of your final grade. Then total will be 90%. Attendance. Some of you are already familiar with my attendance rule, right? This semester, I'm going to use much more tight attendance rule. Attendance will constitute 10% of your final grade. After an absence, it is your responsibility to obtain missed material from your classmate. Basically, here is the rule I'm going to use. one absence is not going to impact your final grade. So please use one absence carefully for your emergence, for your sickness, or for any other emergent situation. If you're going to miss it twice, 2 absence is going to impact your final grade. That means I'm going to apply 5%, 5 points deducted from the 100 points taught in total. That means your final grade, I'm going to lower your final grade 1 grade down, which means your final score is going to be 97. I'm going to deduct it 5 points. Then what happened? 92, right? You can subtract. You can do subtraction, right? So 92 means originally your final grade A+. But because you missed the class twice, you are going to get only A, because I'm going to deduct 5 points out of 100 points in total. If you're going to miss twice, more than twice, in terms of attendance, I'm going to deduct 10 points out of 100. That means your final grade is going to be 2 grades down. For instance, if you're going to get 95 out of 4 different kinds of activity, such as miscellaneous item, collaborative course project, peer evaluation, and survey. But if you missed 3 times class, I'm going to deduct 10 points, which means your final score is going to be from 95 to 85, right? That means instead of A+, originally your score is going to be A+, but I'm going to give you only B+. Make sense to you? What if you're going to miss class more than 4 times? Then I'm not going to give you any grade. This is the character education. Part of character education. Okay? Make sense to you? So don't miss the class, that means more than 4 times. It's going to be influential in terms of giving you your final grade. By the way, if you take a look at detailed course schedule, I'm not going to teach them much, right? I invited 5 in-service teachers and 1 faculty member. 6 class is going to be provided by them. So that's going to be interesting, right? You're going to hear their voices. Also, so doctoral candidate, Bae-Sung-Chul, he's over there. He's going to teach, 3 classes. He experienced a lot, in terms of teaching some technology as well as, some manipulative. That's why I invited him to teach, some classes, for manipulative and creativity. I think he taught many times, for gifted education, gifted children, by using that kind of manipulative. It's going to be fun, for you to experience those kind of manipulative. Okay. So any questions until now? So make sense to you? All information on the syllabus? Yes.
저기 그 평가에 상대평가라고 되어 있는데요. 그 출석을 5점씩 깎는 거 그걸 생각하면은 그 저번 학기랑 좀 다른 것 같은데 어떻게 되는 건가요? 그러니까 예를 들어서 현대평가 같은 경우에 편의식으로 이제 학점이 나오잖아요. 그러면 이제 거기서 깎이는 건지 아니면 깎인 다음에 현대평가가 편의식이 나오는 건지.
I think I made a mistake. Not relative grading system. I'm sorry about that. I thought I'm going to check once again, but by the way, for the next class I'm going to do exactly. But as far as I know, I think math 4.3 will follow absolute grading system, not relative grading system. I don't know why I did write relative grading system, but all of a sudden I realized relative grading system, and you said, I think 20 to 30% should get A, right? Or just 50% should get A plus and B plus something like this. I'm not sure what kind of percentage I'm going to use for relative grading system, but that's not going to be the grading system you are going to use in this course. For instance, all of you can get the A plus in this course, okay? If you follow the rule very well during the semester. So anyway, this course will follow absolute grading system.
그렇게 발표를 할 때 수업 시간 중간에 아니면 어떤 주제에 대해서 좀 얘기를 하는 건지 딱히 형식이 있는지
There is no format which is decided already. Okay? But I'm expecting, just think about the big pictures. So anyway, during the semester we are going to discuss this issue step by step. But right now I'm thinking about a presentation like you can select just one topic related to mathematics, or just one topic related to process or content. From your perspective, from your group perspective, you can think, oh, we can develop curriculum including content or process, either way is fine. We can provide our students, right, to think about some opportunity, right, about creativity and character education. I don't know what kind of format is the best way for you to think about, but during the semester we can discuss together. But just in terms of big topic or in terms of topic in your presentation, just you need to answer yourself how to develop one or two curriculum or just 20 minute, even 20-minute lecture in your classroom to develop creativity and character education. Okay? And then you can show actual classroom activity you can use in school. That's one option. Well, you can think of theoretically. I think I developed 3 content, 3 process. But in your group, after discussion a lot, maybe more components, more contents, more process can be considered for creativity character education, right? And then you can present those kind of theoretical perspective as well, right? You can approach your group presentation theoretically or practically. Okay, I'm not going to restrict your ideas in some fixed format. Okay, you can develop your own ideas freely. Any format does not matter to me. Okay, but your presentation should relate it to creativity character education. Basically, you need to answer how to develop a curriculum or some activity related to secondary mathematics education to improve creativity and character education. Makes more sense to you? There's no, limitation in terms of format. Even you can develop some activity, because those kind of activity, right, can be used in class to improve character or creativity and character education. Yes.
그 포맷에 제한이 없다는 거는 언어도 한국어로 해도 된다는 건가요?
I'm not going to expect you to speak English in your presentation. For productivity. Okay. If you want, for instance, Guy probably want English. If you want, it doesn't matter. But maybe your audience, your classmate may not understand. That's going to be problematic. So you can decide whatever you want. Okay. But I prefer probably Korean in your presentation for your audience, right? That's much more easier for you to communicate with your classmates. Any other question? Yes. I.
지각은 얘기가 없잖아요.
네?
지각에 대한 얘기가 시나버스에 없잖아요.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. As I used, last semester, I'm going to follow the same classroom rules. Two, if you're going to rate in class twice, that's going to be count as one absence. Okay? But anyway, so tomorrow we are going to discuss once again. If you are going to complain about this kind of thing, you need to justify yourself. Please tell me more reasonable way of approach to this situation. That's why tomorrow we are going to how to develop a classroom law. Right? I'm going to discuss this issue next time in depth because this is so important issue to me, I think to you as well. Right? Think about classroom law. But, you may not have experience like this before. Right? You have never developed classroom law by yourself. Did you? Have you ever experienced to develop classroom law in class? Not ever. So anyway, next time we are going to develop together what kind of classroom law you are going to use in class. For instance, what about the reading newspaper in class? What about the using other textbook in class? What about the reading class earlier, before finishing the class? What about the latent? What about talking? You should think about, because you are going to be a teacher. Right? That's why I want to talk about this issue. I do not like just one-way communication between you and me. I want a bi-directional communication. So if you're going to persuade me to do something, I'm going to change. If it makes sense to me, okay, please tell me. And then I'm going to change the rule. Yes, any question?
질문하려고 했었는데 내일 토의하는 주제가
Yeah, you are going to have a chance, okay, opportunity to talk about this issue tomorrow. So any suggestion, any ideas? I'm going to happy to hear your ideas about classroom note. Okay, we don't have enough time, so I think it's time to practice how to use clicker. Okay, please bring the clicker, and then I'm going to distribute the clicker. Maybe some of you have never used the clicker. That's why we need to practice to use the next class. Okay, let's practice then. So do you think which one is the most common appearance of the dog? Take a look at. Do you know what is a dog, right? Right. You need to be careful your pronunciation. I don't know why it's not working. I had a better used. Which one is the most common appearance from your perspective? 1, 2, 3, or 4? Which one? I think so, yeah. You just need to push the 1, 2, 3, or 4, right?
그냥 누르고 번호만 누르고 엔터 누르면
You need to push the button.
시작이 눌러요.
Okay.
몇 초라?
Okay, just wait. I need to push the button and then you need to push the button once again. Okay, let's start right now. You need to push the button.
숫자가 그 답변 등록된 숫자예요.
I think 2 is missing. Who didn't push the button? Oh, 56. Okay, let me stop and take a look at the results. Okay, that's what I expected. But let me ask, those who push the button 3 and 4. Let us know why do you think 3 and 4 is the most common appearance. Anyone, any volunteer? Who pushed the 3 and 4? No one? I think at least 5. You used the wrong button? Any volunteer? Tell us why did you think 3 and 4 is the most common appearance of dog? Especially 4. No volunteer? Who pushed the number 3 and 4? Okay, let's practice once again. So now you're familiar with how to use clicker. So this is the way of expressing your ideas by using clicker. At least 32. How many percent? Approximately at least 50%, right? More than 50% students think of this is the most common appearance of dog. Let's go to the next question. So do you think which one is the most common appearance of the flower? Take your time. Take your time for different kind of picture. And let's start. Once again, you need to push the button 1, 2, 3, or 4. By the way, this is 2 children, right? You need to be careful. I'm very curious about this question. What kind of result is it going to be? I'm not sure which one is the most common, but okay. Is this one? Yeah, this one. Okay. Oops. Wow, that's interesting. So basically, this is not a problem, right? By the way, all of them flowers. Believe it or not. But I think, this is rare. But you can imagine, 2 and 3 is still flowers from some of your perspective. But 32, the first one, is the most common one, I think. So any question regarding this course? This is all content we are supposed to cover today. Do you understand how to use the clicker? So next time, we are going to use the clicker to develop, classroom norm. I want to hear, because you may be so shy to express your idea. That's why I'm going to use a clicker. So after showing some classroom norm, I want to hear your opinion, right? So whether you believe it or not, if one of the answers should be the most, at least your classmate, right, agree upon, right, that classroom norm. And then you need to, right, follow the classroom norm. If most of your classmates agree upon the rule, right? That's why I'm going to show you. I'm not going to manipulate, right, the results, right? Because you are going to push the button. So any questions? Any question regarding this course? We still have 5 minutes. Any question? Yes.
예비군도 결성이
Let's talk about that issue after class. Any other question? Yes, 성수.
여기 어세스먼트에 서베이 있는데요. 서베이 제가 알기로는 이렇게 설문조사 같은 거 그 평가에 들어가 있는 평가.
Just if you're going to participate in doing survey, you are going to get credit. That's why, but if it's based on voluntary, so some of you may not participate in the survey. That's why I include it. Also, during the semester, you are going to have some opportunity to get some bonus point. For instance, May 23rd, from 3 to 6 p.m., we are going to have some forum about creativity character education through mathematics. That is going to be Thursday, okay? We are going to invite 2 faculty members, 1 in-service teacher, who are most familiar with character, creativity, and character education from my perspective. That's why I'm going to invite. And many people, student as well as faculty member who are interested in creativity character education are going to participate in that forum. So please join us May 23rd. If you do not have any specific schedule on that date, if you are going to participate in that forum, I'm going to give you some bonus point. Okay? So how can we check your attendance? We have a skill. So we are going to check your attendance. But there is no disadvantage if you are going to miss the forum, okay? It's voluntary. So I'm not going to, ask you mandatory, you need to participate in the forum. So anyways, any other questions?
그룹을 짜는 거 자유잖아요.
I'm still thinking. Last semester, spring semester, your group was made voluntary based. But this time, I think, I had better make by myself. That's what I'm thinking. Because this course is based on character education. So I really hope you to experience, right? Your classmate you may not familiar with. You can meet new friend, right? Otherwise, you are going to organize just your close friend in your group. I think that's not a good idea in terms of relationship. That's why I'm still thinking. Maybe next class we are going to discuss in depth. I want to hear also your opinion. Maybe I'm going to ask some question. What is the best way from your perspective to make a group? Make a group by yourself or make a group by me? I want to hear your opinion and then I'm going to decide, okay? Anyway, that's all for today, so see you tomorrow.